The purpose of this clip is to demonstrate how Moodle might be used to run GAA elections, to run votes at conventions, at county level, provincial level, etc. So what I've done is I've set up a Moodle page that allows this to be demonstrated. So I'm going to log in here as a voter, as a user who's a voter. And I'm not going to log in as TM, who's Tomás Meehan, because he or she has voted already. So I'm going to log in as somebody else. So I think I have a character called CK in my database. I don't yet. I definitely have a character called MF in there. So I'm going to log in as MF18. So when I log in as MF18, he or she is already in the database. The username is Michael Fahey and has already been on this page but hasn't voted previously. Okay, so for Michael Fahey, we want to vote in the GAA presidential election, and as I said, we're demonstrating a feature called choice. Another feature that might be used for elections is feedback. So let's pursue the demonstration of choice. So Michael Fahey is now going to vote in the GAA presidential election. There are three candidates called Larry McCarthy, Mick Rock, and Jared Burns. And being a good Roscommon man, Michael Fahey will want to vote for Mick Rock. None of these Cork or Armagh lads for him. So Michael Fahey votes for Mick Rock and wants to submit his vote. So that's the way you do it, by saving your choice. And the system then tells him that he's voted for Mick Rock and he cannot view the results. They're not currently available and he doesn't have the privilege to view them. So that's Mick Rock voting, or sorry, Michael Fahey voting for Mick Rock. So then if I switch back to the administrator page, which is a separate Moodle page that I have, I'm logged in as Noel Tierney, as you can see up here. And what I can do is, as the voting is proceeding, I have the privilege of viewing the results. I won't be voting myself, but I can look at the results. So 6 responses have already been submitted. I had a few of them started before this clip was recorded. So when I viewed those 6 responses, it tells me that poor Larry McCarthy only has one vote, Mick Rock has 3, and Jared Burns has 2. So as you can see here, Tomás Meehan, who always backs winners, is voting for Larry McCarthy, and Mick Rock is popular among the other people. Rory Harvey, Fintan O'Dowd, and Michael Fahey. And Gerard Bradley and Kevin Hennigan have voted for Jared Burns. So later on, what I hope to do is demonstrate the how to download the data in an Excel file that's necessary. But if it's first past the post-election system, then the tallies are here anyway. There's no need to download the data. So this approach is suitable where there's straight first past the post, or in a case where at the end of each round, the lowest candidate is eliminated and a new vote is, you vote again for the surviving candidates. So that's the way choice will work in the GAA context. If choice won't work for proportional representation. So now I'm going to go back to the previous page and I'm going to try and vote again under the Tomás Meehan account. Okay. Tomás Meehan here, as you already see, has voted, and I'm going to try and cheat the system by casting a second vote. So first of all, we'll log out Michael Fahey, and then I'm going to log in as Tomás Meehan. So he's already on my list of users. So if I just put in a T there, it should pull him up. So Tomás Meehan logs in, and he goes to the voting page, and he clicks on the link. And it just tells him he has voted. Okay, he has voted already for Larry McCarthy. So that prevents Tomás from voting a second time. So therefore he can't cheat. The Meehans wouldn't cheat anyway, so they wouldn't. So go back now to the administrator page. And as I said, what I can do is I can download the data in Excel format if I wish. So I'm going to download it to my local machine here and save it and open the file. So here I go, and it tells me that an individual called Michael Monaghan, even though he's been on the page, didn't vote yet, and the other people have all voted. So you can see there that there's 3 votes for Mick Rock, 1 for Larry, and 2 for Jarlath, and the votes are captured, the individuals' names, the voters' details are also recorded. So that's how the data can be downloaded to an Excel file if that's your wish. So that's how we look at, or how we may use the choice activity to vote. So what I'm going to do now is very quickly just demonstrate how easy it is to set up that particular link. So I have the GAA presidential election here, and I'm not going to delete it and rebuild it. I'm going to add I'm going to add a duplicate or another election activity. So I just click on add an activity, and all the activity and resource options on this Moodle page are now looking at me, and among them are choice and feedback. Okay, and they're the options that are available to me on this page. So I'm going to opt for choice, and I'm going to have the Mayo Convention, the December 2020 Mayo Convention. We just want to see, will there be anyone to challenge Liam Moffat and all the other people that were elected in that very interesting Mayo election last December. Here's the Mayo Convention 2020, and we'll say the chairman. We're looking for the chairman. We may as well put Moffat under pressure at the start. So there's a number of settings here that are applicable. So I'm going to leave them all as no's. So if I leave the choice to be updated activity, that means you can't log in. If it's set to no, I can't log in and change my vote. Okay. If there's only you only can vote for one person here, sorry. And thirdly, limit the number of responses allowed. Okay, so that's also set to no. So my options here are going to be Liam Moffat. We'll throw in John O'Mahony for a bit of fun in case he's getting bored of being out of the limelight. And we'll throw in Enda Kenny as well. So Enda might have the same yearnings for a GAA role as Noel Tracy had in Galway a few years ago. So there are my 3 candidates for this Mayo election. I'm going to save and complete my my page. So there's the Mayo Convention 2020, and it's the chairman election. So I'm going to go back here now again, and Tomás Meehan is still logged in. He's already voted in the presidential election, but he hasn't voted in the Mayo Convention. And we'll now allow Tomás to cross the border into his favourite neighbouring county and vote in the Mayo election. So there he is. He can vote for Liam Moffat, John O'Mahony or Enda Kenny. So Tomás is going to vote for Liam Moffat. And again, as per usual, because he's a voter rather than administrator, he cannot see the voting results. So now if I go back to the administrator page and I want to monitor the activity so far, I'm still in editing mode. That's why that's why I can't see it correctly. So I need to just leave the voting, turn editing off, click on the Mayo Convention, and I can view the one response. And there we have it. Tomás Meehan has voted for Liam Moffat. So that's the end of the clip, and I hope it's a good demonstration of how the GAA might use the choice activity in first past the post elections.